He doesn't. And this is the part that I was talking about that ticks me off. And what ticks me off, about it is that we kind of had that with the Super Bowl performance when Travis Scott was wanting to perform, and then they were talking about Travis Scott. Did he get approval, from Jay-Z? Travis Scott is a grown man. He doesn't have to get approval from anyone. And the same thing goes for Jay-Z. He is a grown man, and he makes his own decisions, and he doesn't have to get an approval from Colin Kaepernick. It's great that he told him, and I applaud that. But this is if this is going to get this thing headed in the right direction, if it's going to push it in the right direction, then yeah, do what you need to do. And everything that involves the NFL doesn't have to revolve around Colin Kaepernick. There were guys before this, maybe not as loud as Colin Kaepernick has made it, but there were guys speaking about, social injustices in the world, and it's not going to stop. So for me, I think what everyone really needs to focus on, instead of, what does Kaepernick have to say about this? What is the end goal? That's what we need to worry about. What is the end goal, and how are we going to get there, and what is needed to get there? And Jay-Z talked about in this relationship that, that this is something new. They're probably going to go through probably some headbutting, and maybe not agree, on things. But the whole thing is to figure it out. And I am all for it, and I appreciate them doing this. And you wanted the NFL to listen. You just hope that this isn't, anything like, and I hate to use PR move, but, you hope that the NFL is not trying to just appease, which I'm sure Jay-Z went in there and discussion he had. They are clear on what this is about. This is not, we're going to come in here and make you guys feel good about yourself. We're going to come in here, we're going to put in some work, and we're going to make sure, we make some differences here. And I think I hope the NFL is on board with that. And if you look in the NBA, is a prime example. The NBA has done an excellent job on addressing issues that happen in this country. So NFL is a little bit behind, but they can catch up, and then doing things like this with Jay-Z and Rock Nation and other people in the group will be a good thing. So I'm hoping this thing progresses and it turns into more than just, well, what did Kaepernick think? What did Kaepernick say? Or big ups, big thanks to Kaepernick for what he did, but it's not just him alone. You got other guys that got, that are joining in on this, other women that are joining in on this because you can't do it by yourself. He knows that, and everyone else, that's involved with this knows that. I just hope the rest of the country knows that and stop trying to take it away from what it's supposed to be. And let's get a result, and let's move forward, and let's move in the right direction. So Jay-Z and the NFL, I hope this thing works out. It'll be great, So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. And when we come back from the break, we got an update from the NCAA from a story that I was talking about last week. And I'm so happy this update happened. So we'll talk about that. And the Clippers might be adding somebody else to their squad, another top-notch person to their squad. Who am I talking about? I'll let you know about that and more. It's the Wait a Minute Show. We'll be back after these words.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Vince Wright, the sports governor, and you know me from the Sports Done Right show. But when I'm not doing Sports Done Right, I'm in the executive mansion chilling with the Wait a Minute Show. That's right, Jelani, Lopan, indeed. Keep it tuned here, y'all. The Wait a Minute Show. My name is Vince Wright, and I approve this message.
Attention, all sports fans. If you're someone who wakes up each morning with lists of sporting events to go along with your to-do list for the day, then you just might be a diehard. The world of sports is as vast as the ocean is deep, including the major leagues, the minor leagues, the college, and everything in between. This is me, your boy Larry B of IE Sports Radio, welcoming you to join me every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on The Defining Moment, a show that focuses on what really matters in the sports world, sports themselves, and nothing outside of them. Once again, tune in for The Defining Moment with me, your boy Larry B, every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on IE Sports Radio, right here on Spreaker.com. We'll see you there.
Being good at life means getting your finances together so you can focus on the moments that matter most. With over 170 years of expertise, New York Life Insurance Company provides you with benefits you can enjoy while you're, well, living. So give me, Doug Stewart, your local New York Life agent, a call. I can help you build a solid financial future to help you and your family be good at life. You can reach me at 678-770-8073 or look for me at NewYorkLife.com.
Do you want your next Atlanta event to be memorable? If so, have Drinking Color at your next function. Drinking Color is sophisticated bartending that creates signature cocktails for your special occasion. Wow your family, friends, and business associates next time with Drinking Color. You can contact the owner, Kiki Lewis, at 678-813-7102. That's 678-813-7102. You can also email her at drinkincolor@gmail.com and follow on Instagram at drinkincolor. And tell her you were referred by the Wait a Minute Show. Drinking Color, cocktail catering. Let the cocktail sparkle at your next event.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and, excuse me, you are listening to
It's the Wait a Minute Show
on X Squad Radio Network. Lopan, we've been kind of having a little rough today.
Indeed.
Yeah. I'm over here coughing on the air and all that stuff, but, we'll get through it. Ain't no shame in our game. We'll be all right. So we are back from the break, and I was telling you we were going to talk a little bit about basketball, and the NCAA has amended a rule that they have. And it was only out, at what, a week? But it was long overdue. It was long overdue before they even thought about this. It was long overdue before, paper, pencil, and whatever else was invented. And it's the, requirements for an agent that they had came out with to represent, kids and guys really coming out of college. And they were trying to find out if they were going to get drafted and where they was going to draft it, if it was, the best idea for them to go or go back to school and everything. But in a nutshell, the NCAA came out with all these, kind of requirements. And one of them was that you had to have a bachelor's degree, which was the dumbest thing, to say to someone. Because the NBA, here's my thing about the NBA. There are a lot of people in the NBA that are smart, very smart, that don't have a bachelor's degree. I'm going to say that again. There are a bunch of people in the NBA that are very smart that don't have a bachelor's degree. It's not an industry. It's not something where you are in need of a bachelor's degree. Now, if you're going to, be a lawyer or something, yes, you have to go to law school or some type of, and get some type of qualifications. But as far as being an agent, you have to know what you're doing. You have to have relationships. You have to be able to understand contracts. You don't have to go to school to understand the contracts. I mean, Rich Paul has definitely shown that. And the whole thing is, can you make your client money? The people that can make their client money will succeed in this industry, not the people with a bachelor's degree. So it's great that they removed this because, it was one of the dumbest things that they put out there, that you had to have a bachelor's degree. And obviously people was calling it the Rich Paul rule because they felt that it was targeting him. And it could have been, and possibly, it's a high possibility that it was, because it made no sense. It made no sense at all. So it is lifted. I'm happy, about that. I'm sure prospects are happy as well. And Rich Paul may be happy too a little bit, because I'm sure he still has to deal with the NCAA to a certain degree. But I still don't understand why the NCAA is trying to put their hands in the pot so deep of kids leaving school to work for someone else. It's not like they are entering into the institution and working for the institution or doing anything else for the institution. They are basically saying, I'm going to leave, possibly leave, and I need to find out if my workforce, the workforce that's out there, is it something that I can enter myself into and actually be successful at it. So I think they should be doing more than, not more. I think they should, try not to be as much of it. Get these agents involved so then they're not dealing with, as many cricket people. Because I'm not going to say, none of the agents. I'm not going to say all of the agents are just angels or anything like that. But the whole, the bachelor's degree thing, we already know what that was. That was just silly. And they removed it, so it's a good thing that they did remove it. And maybe, some other things they may want to tweak about this requirement, but it's gone right now. So if you don't have a bachelor's degree and you want to be an agent, then make sure you qualify for all the other standards that they need you to. So I was talking about also the LA Clippers, and I was saying they're looking at possibly adding someone to their roster that is a superstar in their own. And it's not a player. It's actually someone that they may be adding to their coaching bench. And that is one former Cleveland Cavaliers head coach, Ty Lue. So it's been reported that he may, it's not guaranteed, but he may actually be a top assistant to Doc Rivers on that roster. And they have history before. He used to coach with Doc back in the day. He actually played for Doc for a little bit in Orlando. So he is familiar with Doc Rivers, and Doc Rivers is familiar with him. And here's why this is, being reported, and this is important, because earlier the LA Lakers had an opportunity to sign Ty Lue, and they got in, to a disagreement, basically about, I think, years on the contract. Ty wanted 5. They didn't want to give him 5. They wanted to give him 3. They just wanted him to be around as long as LeBron was going to be around for his contract. So that fell through the, floor, and then they hired Frank Vogel. If Ty Lue gets with the LA Clippers, this is going to just enhance even more what people, are doing as far as like jumping on the bandwagon for the LA Clippers. A lot of championship teams, it's not just one coach. They will tell you top assistants. I mean, Tom Thibodeau, he helped out big time in Boston. Now, he hasn't had that type of success as a head coach, but as far as like being an assistant, he had a big time effect on a team. And Ty Lue could come in here and do the same thing. And then for this whole battle of LA, if you got what people consider one of the, top coaches in the NBA and Doc Rivers right now, and then now, second in charge or third in charge, however way you want to, look at it, one of his guys actually came off a championship win and beat the Golden State Warriors. This takes that to a whole nother level. And then the Lakers may regret not signing Ty Lue. He offers value to the team. How long he'll be there, I don't know. But I think